In the middle of a border crisis in the United Kingdom, while politicians and the government remain incompetent, at least some on the political right are coming up with new ideas. But will the government listen? Hello beautiful people and freedom fighters, welcome to the first video of the day. We're going to have a number of updates for you guys throughout the evening. If you're watching from abroad, then good morning, good afternoon and good evening. This is about what's been going on in the United Kingdom over the last few decades, let's just say, a couple of decades. We essentially don't really have an effective border. We don't really have politicians doing their jobs. We don't have the border force doing their jobs, but there are some new ideas that are coming up. And it's sad to say that it's not coming up from the government themselves. This is Henry Hill, the deputy editor of Conservative Home, and the Adam Smith Institute as well. They wrote a report, a paper on how to solve the issue of the Home Office. The idea is to break it up.
During his leadership campaign, he promised fundamental reform of the Home Office. And I think actually, whatever your position on immigration, it's now clear that we do need it because, yes, the Conservatives have been failing to get a grip on immigration, especially illegal crossings, for some time. That's absolutely corrosive to public trust in government. It doesn't matter if you have a Home Secretary who's in there with the tough rhetoric and the tough language. The voters know that by now. But if year after year you come back in like, actually, the numbers are higher. Oh, yeah, no, the numbers are higher again. Then you're not going to get people supporting you. So actually,
That's a very good point. And Henry Hill's always been spot on these issues. He was on GB News discussing this. That's why he came up with this idea.
Actually, I should say, had a short paper out with the Adam Smith Institute today calling for the Home Office to be broken into an immigration ministry and a security ministry so you can have a dedicated Secretary of State focusing on those immigration issues. It is going to be hugely important for the Conservatives at the next election to prove to their voters they've got a grip on this. And I don't think, based on previous experience, the current arrangement is going to do it.
And that was a good paper.
This is a very important point because sometimes some government departments, you can actually merge them because you're actually wasting taxpayers' money and resources. And sometimes when a department gets too big and too vague, it can't really get anything done. And that is the Home Office. A perfect example, as Henry Hill mentioned. Now, you can see that Suella Braverman is not too happy. She's warning Rishi Sunak to go further on immigration, especially when it comes to the issue of ECHR. Because if you guys remember, Suella, when she ran for the Tory party leadership only a few months ago, she was very clear what she wanted to do to protect our borders. But now she's been given the job as a Home Secretary. Now she's doing something new because in the past, Prime Ministers picked their Home Secretary. The Home Secretary made empty promises and all the blame went on the Home Secretary when they failed because the Home Sec never really challenged the government themselves. I mean, you never had Priti Patel urging Boris Johnson, warning Boris Johnson or whatever, because they were very loyal. But this is the first time we're actually seeing a bit of a clash between the Home Secretary and the Prime Minister. It's good that Suella is outspoken. It's good that she's directly saying, well, it's not all in my control when you have the number 10 and number 11 not helping me to actually do what I need to do. Then of course there are going to be a lot of problems. She's making sure that not all the blame goes on her as usual, like previous Home Secretaries. Now let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We're going to come back in half an hour. If you want to get your own We Are The Media merchandise or any other merchandise that you want, check out the link in the description. I'm Tousi and we are the media.